your friends, to share with your community, to share with your families, and then how to earn and also grow together with FiLLiquid. And this is the first webinars in our FiLLiquid, and I hope that um, valuable feedbacks from everyone and how we can actually improve as well. Let me pass the button to Arthur. He will be our founder and CEO of the FiLLiquid, and Arthur will be sharing about today's topics. Arthur, let's get it over to you.
Cool. Yeah. Thanks, Wayne. Yeah. So just want to make sure all the technical parts are all good. Can you guys see me? If you can see me, then please give me a thumbs up. Wonderful. Can you hear me? Is it loud and clear? If it's loud and clear, give me the thumbs up. And then can you see the screen? Like literally the presentation screen. If you can, then give me a thumbs up. Lovely. All right. Okay. So I was told, all right. So loud and clear, all good, Wayne? Yeah.
Yes, it's all good, clear.
Okay. So literally, I know on the screen. Sorry, guys, because this is the first time we are using this platform, so everything still seems new. But I can see myself, but you guys able to see the deck. Is that right?
Yes, we can see the deck.
Okay, lovely. So okay. So yeah, so anyway, thank you so much, guys. Wherever you guys are from. Primarily is what Wayne has mentioned earlier. Well, again, this session is going to take about 45 minutes. We're just going to keep it, as I realize, interactive as possible. Some of the information that you might know, some are rather new. But more importantly, we want to do this is to really just grow the community and empowering the community. And there was just really no other better way for us to really put it as like share, earn, and grow. Sharing it's where sharing the referral programs with like your network of friends, your relative, earn that where you are able to earn more of FIGs through our referral program. And also growing, you are able to grow assets like by staking FIG to earn more feel. So everything is about just really making you guys growing in every way, FIG, FITs or even Filecoins itself. I just want to also get like a show of hands, like if you guys have already started staking our FIG, can you give me a thumbs up? Like you have already been staking FIG, please give me a thumbs up. Yeah. If you are happy with the FIG staking so far, that where FiLLiquid is sharing 40% as a revenue protocol with you. If you're happy, give me a thumbs up. Okay. And if you guys are on the referral program, in the referral program already, then please give me a thumbs up. Okay, cool. All right. So yeah, like if you do have like any questions, just feel free to really be shooting your questions in the chat room. You can actually also in the Q&A section, and either like one of like Wayne or Jess will able to really answer you. Our last 10 minutes we'll just try to keep it like really open up questions on the floor. I hope there will be enough 10 minutes. We'll be opening up the floor, so if you guys really want to speak up, just really feel free to really be voicing out as well. Okay, so then with that being said, yeah, thank you so much for joining our very first English session of share and then grow with FiLLiquid. I think we're still trying to solidify this whole title itself. Probably if you could come joining the next week or bring your friends, probably might be also even a different titles as well. But I, want to just make sure that it's going to be as interesting as possible. So yeah, I mean, today I think there's no really other better time, really talking about data, economy. And if we look at the amount of data that's being consumed on a daily basis, we are talking about really a massive amounts of data that are consumed, on a daily basis, which is 400 terabytes. And just to give you guys an imagination as what is 400 terabytes? Imagine like you're going to watch like 100,000 full HD movie non-stop for the next 11 years. Imagine yourself listening to 100 million songs continuously for over 1,900 years without a single repeat. 400 terabytes a day. Imagine yourself taking a photo every second for the next 4.2 years and storing up to 133 million photos. And I think by now you probably get a picture of how massive amount of data that is actually consumed by global worldwide on a daily basis. So hence that really brings to we can rather safe to say to conclude that data it's the new oil of today's digital economy. And in fact this was really sort of like mentioned since like in the year of late 90s. But I think this title itself, we have to really bring it back, because right now there's no other better time for us to really talk about how massive its data is and how important this data is. If you even look like the growth of in the year of 2010 to 2025, and that's the last 15 years, it has also grown by easily 90x from 2 zettabytes to 180 zettabyte. That's really needed in the year of 2025. And of course, the next 10 years, from 2025 all the way to 2035, that's going to be a huge jump, a big leap, and all the way, from like 180-ish, all the way up to like 2,000 over zettabyte. And that's going to be giving you another like 12x, from the current amount of data that's already being consumed and generated. And that it's really, really very, very important. And I personally believe that this is a huge subject for us to really be talking about. So when we just try to start connecting the dots, and we want to understand literally why data creation it's really literally exploding. If we look around, our things or assets that we're holding today, like for example, like AI, we're living in an AI era. Of course, everything is about AI. Like even doing your daily tasks, it's no longer about so much of Googling, and it's all going to AI part. You can even like do a video, your writing, your thesis, a research report, your DAG, although this DAG is not done by AI. I wish it would. That would really save a lot of time. But AI is really going to be part and parcel of life. And AI is it's really validated. Social media, like today is we are just feeding ourselves, with news, social media, mobile technology. And today, imagine like if I'm going to ask you this question, what is one thing you can never live without from your house? And I think most of you guys will definitely going to answer phone, because that's such a huge, important asset. Like everything's just stored in our phone, right? And then the next thing is cloud computing, that where everything is literally just stored in cloud. And if you take a look at the last 10 years, one of the most profitable businesses, is certainly cloud. And then of course, we have like more and more stuff like gadgets, wearables, coming up, and then all again, that's going to take up a whole fraction of data. And then here we are supporting with AI, with virtuals, augmented reality. And of course, now, we want to have like faster and stronger connectivity. And it's all about 5G. Like even interestingly, when I was in Korea, like, oh, it's not even talking about 5G anymore. People are talking about 6G, and we're just going to progress, because we are living in such a fast-paced life, and a fast pace really requires a really strong and really high connectivity. So, but if you really focus on what is that one part that really requires most of the data, like literally this, like this is our best friend, and everything's just stores in there. And today we're all talking about massive user generated data. Like everyone is just on social media, and some are even making a living through social media, like e-commerce streaming, video streaming, and all that really requires a huge amount of data. And statistics as have shown, like social media and video have also been representing like 53% of the entire internet traffic. And that's going to be really explosive. And right now, we're just right at the tip of the iceberg. We're talking about AI. We sort of like live in the AI just only in the last 2 years that it's really accepted as this more life. So, of course, while this is really exploding, I always believe that everything comes with danger, and there are always going to be a set of existing challenges that we need to solve. And if we now look around, that all these existing challenges, like our personal data today, are basically, or like a fraction of your personal data, it's pretty much already owned by monopolies in the market. And that's something, it's inevitability. If you're going to make a purchase from Facebook marketplace, or if you're going to like, fill up anything on Facebook, Instagram, on TikTok, purchasing anything, pretty much anything, that so long that you give your data out, it's pretty much going to be owned by, all these big giants or all these big unicorns in the market. If we look at the cloud data as well, there's just only a handful of really huge conglomerate company that really owns most of this cloud data. And that really poses the one big danger that I see. It's the single point failure, because everything is just being centralized. And of course, then that will create the risk of blackouts and outage, which also something that what we have experienced not too long ago, a couple months ago. And also that being said, to really just sum up everything, when you think about like your personal data has been compromised, there's only a few corporations that's literally owning cloud data. We ask ourselves, where does the transparency really lies? And that's pretty much really giving you like complete just zero transparency in the market. And then when we look at how devastating the effects are, when it comes to the centralized network, and what happens, my question is to you, when one single point failure is going to happen, and then we're going to experience like outage. So very recently, like if you guys remember, that lasted really for like, a couple of good hours. I remember I was trapped in the plane. That was, I can't remember what trip it was, representing FiLLiquid. I think we went to Brussels, on the way flying back. I literally got caught up in a plane, for 3-4 hours. There was a huge, massive outage that really just disrupted the entire industry. CrowdStrike, to be exact, which is by Microsoft. And that has really created a massive effect of 8.5 million systems were just being disrupted. And if I can remember correctly, it was about 10 billion financial loss happens just within that very short period of time. And that's really huge amount. And that's because the reliance is on just one centralized single point. Last year, probably maybe you guys really didn't feel that, but centralized cloud software like AWS, outage happens, and they totally just hit like Amazon, and even some of the global fast food chain, and that had also caused a huge disruption and really big losses to the market. Now, if it's only one centralized point, that can also then, it's going to be interfered by the higher authorities like the government, centralized government is coming to intervention and to even halt or cease the operations or an entity in the country itself. Like how right now, one of the most talked about is TikTok. It's literally being banned in US unless they were able to find like a new purchaser, American purchasers are going to be buying over. And just to ensure that, that gets a little bit more political, that to ensure the data, it's literally not, the American citizen data are literally not being, stolen by the, by the Chinese authority. And all that happens, when you really try to connect the dots, I only see one thing in it. It's because of the centralized network. This is what happens when this one single point comes together and it fails. And it's just going to create a massive disruption, a massive global outage to the world. Yeah. So if, to really just distinguish the distinctive difference, here we are, we have the centralized and decentralized storage. I can only conclude there's only 3 areas for us to look at. We'll talk about the cost, between the centralized and decentralized, where, is it going to scale towards to? If we talk about speed, then which one, will be faster? Of course, then centralized is with an intermediary, decentralized doesn't have. And security, we can clearly see this now, that one single point failure, we're always going to create a huge vulnerability as compared to the decentralized, that is literally just relying on technology or even smart contract itself. So that being said, in conclusion, guys, the solution to be solving all those problems and challenges, and the effects I just went through with you guys, I could only think one word: is decentralization. I mean, this is going to be the golden word. I just want to put emphasis on. If we're going to talk about what it's really truly decentralization, then we're really going to break down into all the smaller parts. And what I can think of is like data security. Right now, it's really encrypted. That it's redundancies to really be protecting the data, from any of the cyber attacks. It's decentralization is all about empowering back to the users, that you own the most rightful asset you should be owning, and which is data. Like why your data can easily be given out to others, and that isn't it scary? Isn't it scary that Google, Siri, it's hearing everything that we're talking about? It is, right? And where the question that I've always asked myself, that where does this leave me to? And I think this is the time for me to really be fighting for what I truly believe, that it should really be rightfully owned to me. And then we have the scalability, that decentralization is all about able to scale growing data volumes, without any limitations. And then we move on to compliance part, helping organizations to comply with regional data privacy regulations. And then, it's with decentralization, it's now distributed as across all multiple nodes instead of just one single node itself. And of course, one of the things that everyone is it's just really now keeping an eye on decentralization, or focusing to decentralization, because if you talk about cost, there's no reliance on intermediary. You're able to save up so much, like really huge, massive savings, in your business operation, or even as in your business efficiency. So the medium and the platform and technology that that have really created a solution to be meeting this rising data needs, allowed me to be introducing you. It's none other than IPFS and Filecoin. So for those who are relatively very new, to Filecoin, or just need a bit of a recap, Filecoin, and I know most of you guys have been, with the journey of FiLLiquid. So IPFS, it's basically the owners of Filecoin, creators of Filecoin, pretty much the same team. IPFS is being as the decentralized protocols storing and sharing data without any central server. Essentially, what it really means that it's the peer-to-peer network nodes storing data. Imagine like it's a very similar web experience, like HTTP or HTTPS. With IPFS, because it's decentralized, now it's not only on a single reliance on a single node, which means that there won't be a single point of failure. And that means that will also going to minimize the risk of like outage what I've shared earlier on. It can be just easily upload, download and share files at any time in the most secure and a safe way. Then we go to Filecoin. Filecoin is basically created by IPFS. Think of Filecoin really as the Airbnb cloud storage. And I'm sure everybody understands Airbnb. When I talk about that, it's very decentralized, peer-to-peer storage blockchain based network. Filecoin, it's when you think of like storage, the first name, the first chain will really be popping up. Your mind is going to be Filecoin. And that's where allowing users like who have access to storage to be renting out their unused or underutilized storage space in exchange of Filecoins. And then there won't be a single point of attack, primarily like say like Dropbox or iCloud, that to me that will always be like, oh, what if that's going to be attacked to that, or what if like if they do something funny, which means my entire data literally will be just wiped off. And very similar of course to IPFS. I mean it does wonderful stuff like storing file, renting out, purchase storage, backing up content, everything that really just requires you to be saving and storing your data in the most safe manner. So allow me to slowly now diving into Filecoin. Just very briefly before we really jump on what is our main agenda today. The Filecoin master plan is designed in this three notions or three ethos, as you can say. Filecoin, it's indeed building the world's largest decentralized storage network, which is something that we can't argue today, that Filecoin has been around for 10 over years. If they have successfully positioned as being the largest of decentralized storage network. If we are talking about relating that to DePIN, then they are also the largest players of DePIN and are of a decentralized physical infrastructure. And by the storage network, it just really benefits the people, the users, and also the buyers and the sellers as well. The second ethos of Filecoin, it's about onboarding and safeguarding humanity's data. And the third one would be bringing compute to the data, enabling our web skills apps as well. So there's a bit of like where Filecoin is right now. Really, I mean, market has been pumping of course since with Trump is being elected as the president. I don't exactly know like literally the most updated of course market cap, but it should be sitting anywhere like close to 3 billion. So we are still definitely like the top 40 of coin market cap of where Filecoin it's itself. So if we are talking about decentralized storage network, they already have like about 3,300 over SPs. And this is like ranging investments really for small the major ones like 50K all the way up the really huge big ones like 50 million. It's all around globally, 40 over countries around. And up to date has been supporting like 10 exabytes storage there's and that just literally shot up by leaps and bounds since January 2022. There's a lot of Filecoin. It's also about focusing, bringing onboarding more of the Web2 companies, and some of the really interesting works that I've done. It's really be adopting like different verticals or different industry, like research, education, non-profit and Web2 and a half organizations. And if I and some of these logos over here, like literally other companies and the projects that they have basically adopted Filecoin to be storing the data and understanding that what is Filecoin's propositions to really be protecting their data. And one of these really huge companies that what really amazed me very much, it's this company that's really CERN. You can Google search it up. It's CERN. Check them out. It's like one of those massive, nuclear company that requires such a huge amount of data. And can you imagine, like, literally this is what we thought a validated case study that such a huge company like CERN have already been onboarded Filecoin and understand the parameters and the strength, uniqueness of Filecoin to be incorporated in the business. And I generally believe in years to come, there's going to be more and more congruent companies, multinational companies, to really be joining hands together and to really be, working together with Filecoin, because that's such a huge, creation of value that's given to this entities, this large companies. Then, one of a very interesting thing, and this is where primarily is how FiLLiquid is existed as well, because of the Filecoin virtual machine, which is very compatible with EVM. And I think that just have a new, fresh breath of Filecoin opens up new horizon, new opportunities, like the creation of FiLLiquid. More dApps will be building layer 2. We'll be building on the FVM. And I think as for now, we have already seen like 800 of our project builders are literally just building projects, just on the FVM. And I think that's something very progressive. That's really opening up like a whole new paradigm shift of what truly the greatest potential of an openness data economy. So if today, like whatever I'm sharing with you, like storage is really just the beginning, there will be so many new opportunities will be unlocked when Filecoin sell. And I just think that it's just a matter of time for those who's really paying attention on the price. Filecoin would definitely be going back to its glorious times. Seeing how Filecoin used to be like what $250, in the previous bull market. But today we're not here talking about the coin price. We're here really talking about the fundamentals, of technology, of use case, to really be supporting the project. And that's where I will bring you guys, into FiLLiquid. I wanted to share this because I thought this was very interesting. For some of you guys are not aware, Filecoin and Solana has really came together as a partnership. And when I was just doing, a more in-depth research on this, I mean, if we think of Solana, the one thing that I can think of about Solana is it's always about, like high speed or high performance, and Solana was like, like, oh my God, it was supposed to be everybody thought it's going to be a dead chain, after what took place with the FTX, and look where Solana is today, and it feels very unstoppable. And the reason why is, of course, if you look at the transaction, if you look like the amount of developers just building on it, of course, now Solana is very famous as for the meme coin, that's being the preferred meme coin chain is to go to. And it's all boils down to speed. And guess what, guys? For you guys who are not aware of that right now it's the entire of Solana ledger is actually now stored in Filecoin network. So what does it mean? It means that developers right now will literally were able to take advantage of the benefit of all these platforms, can also smoothly and seamlessly integrate Filecoin storage capabilities into like Solana dApps. And the big picture of this is to really achieving Filecoin very secure reliable data storage with Solana scalability and speed. And hence, when you really put Filecoin and Solana together, it's a perfect marriage. It's where security meets speed. And I think, from here, we are definitely going to be very interested to be seeing more of this powerhouse chain to really be stepping in and to see the true beauties of what, Filecoin really does has in store for everyone in the market. So, I really love this quote very much. when Bill Gates, founder of Microsoft, he shared this, and I always was wondering, like, oh, what does it mean? When he said this, um, when I first heard this, this was like probably my early days as my financial industry, where banking was still really a big thing. And he said that we need banking, but we don't need banks anymore. And it was really very interesting that how Bill Gates really saw that vision of how the entire banking systems would be one fine day. And this was brought up. He uttered this in the late 90s. Again, I'm going to stress this. We need banking, but we don't need banks anymore. And we are talking about, this is like one of the richest men in the world who said this in the late 90s. And now, if we look back, what does it really mean? It all really interrelates that why we today need DeFi, why DeFi really matters a lot. So today, on the very traditional financial systems that what we have experienced, I would say that it's fragmented and it's completely broken. The financial system, it's completely broken. And that is definitely one of the reasons, guys, I came from a very traditional finance. I came from a trade fi. I literally saw how broken and how pretty much I would say collapse. Let's say to me, I think I would use the word collapse it's broken and collapse. And if we look at it, it's slow, there's just so much of lack of transparency, lack of security. It's pretty much really just collapse on its own. But, for not to go really too in depth, like literally today, if you just want to literally just send money to someone, to your friend, who happens to be, say, if you're in Korea, you want to send to your friend money in Canada or in States, pretty much your traditional banking systems will be like, oh, you're going to the bank, and then after that, you probably just have to do like some, like deposit, or just filling up some bank check. And that goes with intermediary, of that whole payment intermediary or financial intermediary. The bank will communicate with that third party intermediary. It could be like, Visa, PayPal, all this, Stripe, whatever it is to really get that whole intermediary or union bank, to really just ensure that the money would be remitted to your receiver. And then, before even gets to the receiver, he has to go to the bank's receiver. And by the time when the money arrive, at the receiver, we're talking about that easily will take about 3 to 5 days. And that's working days. Okay. And welcome today, everybody, and why we're here today. It's all about decentralized financial system, that it can be so much more efficient and effective, cutting off the intermediaries in between. And because of that, that saves time, that saves cost, and most importantly that save efficiency and effectiveness. You literally just sending money, and going straight to a smart contract, and that will process for you, and voila, you receive the money, instantly, just in seconds. And that's the reason why I think everyone here will totally agree with me that why we are doing cryptos for transaction, but it's definitely a bigger picture than that. And I hope this picture or this illustration really just were able to capture that basic financial models in a system, showing that how decentralized are moving things or disrupting, challenging, the current traditional financial system. So what I put really into to conceptualize is really what it's all DeFi is it's about. DeFi, I will put it really like freedom is it's going to be the subset of the financial services and the transparency itself. And the reason why is I use the word freedom, it's because number one is DeFi is all about providing financial inclusivity. Today we have about 1.5 billion people in the world who have no accessibility to the financial services. Well, what do I mean by that? Which means this 1.5 billion are underbanked population or underserved from a banking facilities, which means they were never able to open up bank accounts. They were able not open up to have bank loans, whatsoever. And I think that's sad, when we think about that. It has really given them no freedom at all. So financial inclusivity, this is our basic rights. It's like as basic as like our daily food and shelter, for our life. And that means, I say that it's as equivalent as freedom. Every one of us here deserve that freedom that we desire. That freedom can be the financial part of it. The freedom for you to have a full accessibility of what you are as a basic human, and having that rights, it's your basic rights. And that's why I say that DeFi give you an opportunity of what the basic tools for all human rights. Then we come to the more structured part of really what DeFi it's about. DeFi that's exactly what the bank does, like lending, borrowing, payment, and settlements. And all this, it's literally what the traditional banking system does. And it can be replaced with DeFi or smart contract itself. And last but not least, it's the transparency. It has to be decentralized. It has to be completely immutable. And of course, there's no intermediary that will be intercepting it, to give the highest levels of security and trust to the users. And hence why I have put these three components together to really be representing why DeFi truly matters a lot to us, and something very close to my heart as well. So to really just walk through very quickly, as I mentioned earlier, it's human rights, financial inclusivity, decentralization, massive cost saving, easily able. I think when they talk about massive cost saving, easily that we're able to save up like 600% from the traditional banking system when it comes to international remittance fees. And the good part is about DeFi, something like FiLLiquid, we operate 24/7. It's basically operating on a smart contract, no human intervention, there's no human interception, and this just enables a global borderless access at any time and anywhere. I just want to come back to the audience just to make sure that everyone is following me. If you guys are learning something so far, can you just give me a thumbs up? Yeah. Okay, maybe too bright. If you guys are learning something, can you guys please give me a thumbs up, just to make sure that I am actually communicating with you guys. You guys are really following me, following my pace. Okay, maybe it is too bright, right? Okay. Right? Are you guys still there? All good? If you guys want me to continue, please give me a thumbs up, and I shall continue. Wonderful. Okay. Right. So let's just continue. Yeah. So as I mentioned earlier, if we look at it right now, DeFi, it's totally challenging all its status quo. By just looking at just the volumes itself. Of course, we saw right at the peak of DeFi, when DeFi was very first introduced, the year 2020, that was the last bull run, start of the bull run, and we just saw like, 2021, was really right at the peak of DeFi. If I'm not mistaken, I think it shot all the way up to 180 billion. And we are not too far away, guys. If you look at it right now, this was snapped probably last week. This end of last week, and we're catching up, and I think it's just not too far away, and we're just right at the start of the bull. Why the TVL, DeFi has really grown to 230 billion, 111 billion, and it's expected to grow to 230 billion by the year of 2030. if we are looking at about, returns, for users, generally DeFi protocols were able to generate yields of like 5-20%, and just compares to like 0.5 to 2% annual interest rate. Like, just doing staking is itself, we are already making so much higher than putting money in a bank account, right? And as what I mentioned just now, we talk about speed, we talk about effectiveness, efficiency. DeFi is able to set the payments within seconds or rather minutes, through the blockchain instead of days, for settlement. And that really this is, to me, this is a game changer, right? And I always tell my friends, my peers, that I'm just so excited, to be part of this history, that we really get to be doing transaction in seconds, minutes, instead of just really relying so much on the traditional banking system. And and this builders, like us, well, that's going to keep evolving, but it's going to keep improving. Like what we also doing to FiLLiquid as well. It will always going to be keep building, keep growing, and keep pushing boundaries to move forward. So this is the beautiful part about the DeFi, or even in general, Web3. So that being said, I would like to take this opportunity to be introducing everyone, FiLLiquid, diving into from DeFi. So we have already now spoke about data economy. We have already spoke about, the solution of it, decentralization. And then, I brought you guys to decentralization is about Filecoin. And from Filecoin, I brought you guys, take you guys the journeys to DeFi, why DeFi. And now from DeFi, I'm taking you guys to FiLLiquid, the journey of FiLLiquid, who's FiLLiquid. Probably some of you are still scrambling to figure out, who's FiLLiquid, or FiLLiquid is trusted. I hope maybe it's by the end of this session, I probably were able to make some difference for you to have like your aha moment. And I don't expect you guys to make that, like a decision saying that, FiLLiquid is the best project, I don't think so we are. But to have that aha moment of saying that, I think FiLLiquid is doing something great. I think that is really will be my objective for this session, to know that we are here really solving a real problem out there. So yes, it's an honor for us to say FiLLiquid is being the first and only fully decentralized of liquid staking protocol. And yes, I want to focus as the only fully decentralized liquid staking protocols in here. And that being said, is how literally FiLLiquid works. I'm not sure you guys. FiLLiquid is I mean, I wouldn't need to go through the in-depth of everything about FiLLiquid, but essentially I just want to touch on the main parts of FiLLiquid. We're completely immutable. What does immutable simply means that no one is able to modify, to make change or even alter. Like, so the moment once when the code is it's already incorporated in the contract, no backdoor, nobody is able to change it. Even for the users, there will be no private keys that we have. That means all rights are given to you guys exclusively. You guys, as being the user, will only able to access and also withdraw the funds. And that's why we say that all rights are given to you, to the users, taking full control of your full funds. Funds are absolutely guaranteed to be safe because of that decentralization part of it. Funds are guaranteed to be safe and secure. And all users, sorry guys, is it too bright? Okay. And all users like for instance, like deposits, withdrawals, farming, all this are completely managed by immutable contracts, and there's no whatsoever now to say. So in short, how FiLLiquid works it's when a user deposit Filecoin, and then they were able to, when they deposit the Filecoin, they will receive FIT, which is our LSD token, and then you were able to stake FIT to earn more FIG. And right now, you're able to stake FIG to earn Filecoins as well. And all this you were able to safely maximize your profits. And it works from both sides on for the users and also for the our borrowers side, the lenders. Yeah. So if I want to say that why Filecoin truly needs FiLLiquid, yeah, and for a few reasons that what I can really think of, first and foremost it's to really be unlocking liquidity for storage providers, like storage providers Filecoin, they need to stake Filecoin as collateral to expand their storage capacity. So this requirement be locking up the valuable assets, reducing liquidity and limiting the ability to scale operations. And that's where FiLLiquid enables the SPs to borrow Filecoins against the stake assets. Then we have the enhancing Fil utility and adoption. If there's no staking protocols like FiLLiquid, then Filecoin token holders really have limited options to be generating more yield from their holdings. FiLLiquid essentially were able to allow Filecoin holders now to stake their tokens in liquidity pools and earning passive rewards and increasing Filecoin utility. Thirdly, it's about improving capital efficiency. So traditionally, it's about over-collateralizing lending models in DeFi that often lead to efficiencies and capital lockup. Right now, with FiLLiquid of dynamic interest rate model and innovative use of SPs, our future earnings as collateral, now making borrowings are more accessible and improving the capital efficiency. Strengthening Filecoin's ecosystem, it's about liquid staking protocol, creates a seamless bridge between Filecoin and also a broader DeFi ecosystem. By integrating like Filecoin into DeFi, FiLLiquid were able to attract more users, investors, and developers. And last but not least, it's about building trust through decentralization. It's about Filecoin's immutable, decentralized smart contract to ensure that users' funds are, as I mentioned earlier, cannot be altered, no backdoors cannot be modified by any third parties. And this trustless approach really aligns with Filecoin's decentralized ethos and truly encouraging participation by reducing the risk, which is often associated with centralized lending or staking platforms. So today we are very proud to say that we are the fastest growing liquid staking protocol. And this was captured last Friday, 21st November. While the rest of the other protocols are growing, but we are the ones that really just growing immensely. If we look at our 1 month change, we're actually far ahead than the rest of the other liquid staking protocols in the Filecoin ecosystem. We have been growing by 39% over the last 1 month, 6%, 7% in the last 7 days, and that's been 1 day, so it's 1%. Yeah. So and the only reason that why I want to take this opportunity to contribute our growth, since we have gone mainnet, and this growth, of what we are witnessing is also to thank all the community and our users out there. But essentially, there's only one primary reason that why I can think of. It's because our users believe and have the faith of why a liquid staking protocol has to be decentralized, immutable, and fully open source. And more importantly, it's to write this faith of journeys with our users. So yeah, to wrap it up, so yeah, very quickly, so yeah, this is what FiLLiquid is economy. Probably most of you guys know we have like these are products from Filecoin lending, borrowing, and farming. Now you're able to do staking. We have just launched the cross-chain bridge, and lastly, so I want to touch on the referral program, which something very exciting that where we want to share this opportunities with our networks of communities and users. So the reason why we really roll off the FiLLiquid referral program is to truly to empower users to earn rewards. Isn't it exciting? If we're just going to keep all rewards to ourselves, that's not going to be very fun, right? And then that's not going to be exciting at all. Don't you guys agree that if we can actually take a chunk of our a fraction of our profit, and to share that with our dedicated users and community and earn rewards together, I think that's something very beautiful and something very magical doing. So this is where allowing that today empowering users to earn rewards together with us, able to share and earn FIT tokens while you grow your assets. Secondly, which is even a stronger reason, now we want to build this community together, making it stronger. This is an opportunity for the users. They can expand the FiLLiquid community, connecting like-minded people, to collaborate and thrive. And you never know. Now, there's like a new conversation that you talk about data, you talk about decentralized. Hey, you can talk about like, hey, like that's FiLLiquid. That's like, hey, FiLLiquid is a liquid staking protocol, the fastest growing liquid staking protocol for Filecoin. Hey, you can actually earn additional rewards here. And you just never know, like, of you helping out this friend of yours and making that difference to your friend, that new conversation start, new conversation spark, and new friendship begins, and new kinship and new relationship begins as well, or partnership. Last but not least, it would be it's really an opportunity for more users to gain access to FiLLiquid staking and borrowing features, and most importantly, we're able to participate this in a very safe and secure DeFi protocol while maximizing the returns. And I think this is really beautifully capture the essence of what FiLLiquid referral program is designed and to really primarily build together to share this opportunity together with our network, with our users, and ensuring that we are just not in this journey alone by ourselves. So very quickly, really how it works. It's first and foremost, like you just need to receive an invitation link from your friend. So hence, like whoever invite you for today's session, please do get an invitation code from your friend. The moment once when you receive that invitation link from your friend, and then very simple, connect to your wallet. If you go to like FiLLiquid.io, you're able to see like wallet connecting wallets right at the top right. Connect to your wallet. There's like wallet selections for you to pick from. You're able to choose your preferred wallet from all the selection of options. I think generally most of you guys are using MetaMask over here. So don't worry, like, there's MetaMask. I think 90% of you guys are using. I mean, for the Koreans, probably it's Burrito. We just recently incorporate this new wallet, which is Gate Wallet. Now, the marketing team and the marketing and the business development team and I are actually tirelessly will be enhancing more wallet features, into wallet selection. So hopefully, we'll be seeing more wallets will be coming on board. Then next thing is you need to have Filecoin, because you need to farm FIT. So you need to purchase Filecoin, or if you're already a Filecoin holder, then you can actually just deposit Filecoin, and then from there you can farm a minimum of 100 feet. So yes, it requires 100 FIT as the minimum requirement to qualify and to be eligible for this program. One FIT is about one Filecoin. But because it's of like their fees, it's again transactional fees, I highly suggest as to deposit a little bit more than just 100 Filecoin, maybe like 101 Filecoins to be safe. And then you're able to farm 100 FIT to qualify for this referral program. And then once when you farm 100 FIT, you're able to have your own referral link, and you receive your own personal referral code, and you can start sharing to your friends, your relative, and able to earn while sharing at the same time, and growing your assets as well. And I think that's something beautiful. You're able to share, you're able to make an impact, make a difference, and growing your assets as well at the same time. So I think all this comes very beautifully. For those who have been invited by your friend, or anybody who actually extended invitation to you, please go speak to the designated person, and make sure the person will send you the referral code for you to really be participating if you haven't really get your hands on it. Yeah. So we have 5 different levels, right from bronze all the way to diamond. Personal pledge it's all the same. It's 100 FITs for all levels. Now, if you see this reward ratio, really depending on which levels are you on. This is where your direct referees you'll be getting your direct reward commission. So say for example, if you're right at silver level and you actually introduce a person, you actually will be getting like 5%. Now then you see this recommended. This is actually the range for you, accumulated through all your network. So imagine like A brings B, B brings C. All this will be contributing to your entire accumulated network of FIT. This will allow you to able to qualify the qualifying range, to the next level. So the moment once when your entire network has really built that for you, like for 20,000 FIT, then you actually qualify to gold level. Then that being said, at gold level, which means every direct referee, now you're going to make 8% instead of 5%. I hope that's very easy to understand, crystal clear. Again, if you don't understand this, we're going to open up the floor very shortly, just for 5 minutes for Q&A, or feel free to be speaking to the person who invites you for this session. You're able to speak to them. Now, guys, this is something that it's not going to be perpetually, it's not going to be forever. There's only 20 million of FID tokens that are allocated. So hence, I don't have the number. Unfortunately, I really don't have the number right now, how many FID tokens already have been allocated. But I will tell you, it's going really fast. It's going super fast, and especially the bull market is here right now. Everyone is grabbing this opportunity. I think there's some numbers that, it can't lie, because you can see our FIG staking it's always increasing. We already have like touching 5 million FIG staking. So that the numbers are growing on a weekly basis. Yeah. So in order for you to know what is the rewards, very simple, like the farm FIG, you multiply with the reward percentage, and that is what the rewards will be given to you, But again, it's very straightforward. You will make your reward through your direct referee, and the entire accumulated network allows you to qualify for the next level. So yeah, this is where the total farms FIG multiplies your reward percentage. That will be equivalent to your rewards. So guys, last but not least, I would like to end this session with a story. That you may think that individually you have no power or influence, but let me share with you this, and recorrect you, that you yourself will have that power to make that difference. Because there was one time that when an old man literally was walking across the beach and the beach shore, and he saw a young boy literally was picking up something right at the beach shore. And it was actually when the old man went closer towards the beach shore, he actually saw this young boy was picking up all these thousands of starfish that lying on the beach shore from the receding tide. And this young boy was literally picking up every single starfish and throwing it back to the beach. And the old man, literally asking the young boy and say, young boy, there's like thousands of starfishes right at the beach shore. How long is it going to take you? And what difference does it going to make? If you're going to pick up the thousands of starfish and throwing them to the beach, throwing back to the beach, the young boy pick up that starfish, one starfish, and threw it back to the beach. And he looked up to the old man and he said, "Old man, uncle, that was the one difference that I make, to that starfish." Now today, there's thousands of players out there. There's thousands of you guys out there. There's thousands of opportunities out there. But you make that difference today of spending 1 hour with me, spending 1 hour with FiLLiquid. And today, you will never know that one person that you're speaking to about this referral program, this opportunity to one person, you actually going to make that difference in that person's life. So don't waste time, seize your opportunity, and be part of this journey. And if you think you're too small, try sleeping with a mosquito. So that being said, thank you so much, guys, for being with me and spending time for the last 1 hour. It was supposed to be 45 minutes. I did actually exceeded by 15 minutes. Yeah. So this is the QR code. You were able to flash it. Hope you guys are still with me. Oh, okay. Still a lot of you guys are still here. Yeah, feel free to flash the QR code. If you guys haven't on board yet, if don't worry, you need not to make any decision today. It's not really making any decisions. If you guys think that the last 1 hour, whatever that I say, makes some sense, you can start taking that opportunity by just flashing, by just scanning through the QR code. Understand us a little bit more. If you've never heard of FiLLiquid or Filecoin, but you just believe that there's something remarkable, something profound that we're doing, I would like to welcome you this journey together. So that being said, yes, Wayne, I'll pass back the baton to you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Arthur, for conducting these webinar sessions and sharing about our share and earn and grow with FiLLiquid webinars. So definitely, there's a lot of questions in the Q&A, and personally, I could answer most of the questions for you guys. But then again, some of the questions, example, when will be FIG will be listed. For this one, definitely stay tuned and also wait for the official announcement. And last but not least, here is that thank you for also joining the polls. Especially one of the best result I could see that everyone voted the same. Almost everyone voted that is our founder and CEO good looking, right? Out of 14 votes, 13 of them all voted 5 stars, and another one, well, interesting, voted for like 3 star. Not sure why. I thought that everyone will be 100% will be agree with 5 stars. Before we're going to end, yeah, before we're going to end the sessions, right? Yes, do you like this webinar session? And I can see that most of you also voted I only put 1 to 3 stars. 3 stars actually the best. Out of 14, everyone voted you like it, which is thanks for giving us as a proof that it is actually a very informative as well, that that we can continue to share with the community more informations, and also more in terms of what we are going to do, and also our products that we're going to launch as well. And we are going to do this almost weekly basis. Started with our global English community, and then after that will be our Chinese community as well, which will be running in the Chinese language, as well as Korean's community. So for those who join us today here, is that probably you might coming from the Chinese community or the Korean community, that you might have to use translator, which sometimes might be not accurate. Need not to worry about it, because there will be as I mentioned, it will be in the Mandarin sessions as well as the Korean session as well. right? So yeah, today, thanks everyone for joining us today. I hope that we will be able to meet again, same time next week, and then, feel free to ask more questions, because today I can see that we have about like, what, 18 questions that I managed to answer. But you have more. If you have more other question that you need to know, you can just go to our community as well, on the Discord community or the Telegram community, or even on a Telegram. Sorry, not on a Telegram, on our Twitter itself, that you can actually tag our FiLLiquid's official account, or either by myself or either Arthur, certain of the question, because we are active on the Twitter as well to answer the community questions. So that's all from myself here. Thanks everyone. Let's meet again next week, same time. And yeah, good. Thank you,
Nice.
Arthur.
Yeah, thank you so much, Wayne, and also, well, thank you so much for facilitating the questions. Amazing that you can answer the questions. Actually, some of the questions I can't answer actually, so great that you were able to step up answering the questions. But yeah, I mean, I think this really echoes what Wayne said. You know, this referral program, it's really designed. I mean, this session is actually conducted. It's primarily for you guys, and for those who have been with us. So that's one thing that actually what's going to happen after this is it's going to be a feedback form. So you have to be sent to you guys to your email, because yeah, I was actually supposed to be flashing the feedback form QR code, but I just don't want to bombard you guys with so much of things to do. So if you guys could really just share feedback, how we could really further improve in terms of the content, or in terms of what really you guys want to hear. We want to do this it's to really just empowering the community. We're going to do this at least for the next 4 or 5 weeks until Christmas. As what Wayne said, it's going to be English, Korean, and also Mandarin. And the reason why we're doing this is to really be supporting our because we had a lot of feedbacks, from our ambassadors, from our external network, who say that hey, it would be great if we internally were able to conduct such sessions like that, and to be supporting the external network. So here we are. Hopefully we are today is just a trial. I hope that we have achieved your satisfaction. But yes, please really just give your genuine feedbacks, and more importantly, the idea is to really encourage every one of you guys. Bring your friends, bring your once when it goes out on Twitter, announce it on Telegram or Discord. Please start sharing your friend, because this will really able to ease and support your capacities to be getting your networks on board with us. So I hope yeah, you will fully maximize this opportunity. And don't worry, if this is just English, today is just a first trial. We are scheduling the Korean and Mandarin sometime this week, hopefully this week. Stay tuned with our announcement on our social channel. Okay.
Right. Thank you, everyone. I mean, from my time here, is actually good night to everyone. To other, maybe it's good evening, and probably good morning for some of your folks in another region as well.
Yep. So yeah, thank you so much, guys, and have a wonderful day and evening ahead. See you. Thank you all.
See you, bye.
The webinar